Welcome to our video. I'm Jean Dodi and I'm going to tackle on the first project, which is ethical decision. Our second presenter is Debra, who is going to talk about the second project, which is the identity and values. The third one will be Ariete to tackle on the culture project. In this ethical decision, we have covered three main concepts. The first one was ethical framework, where we saw that we have consequentialism, the ontology, virtue, and the first one, which is consequentialism, considers the consequences of the action. The second one, which is the ontology, refers to the rules that are set by a government or a society. And the third one, which is virtue, considers the characters of a person. The second one was decision making, where we use it to compare different companies with different ethical dilemmas to come up with the decision which is ethical according to the issue that is in that company. The third key concept is analyzing the issue, where we use it to analyze the issue, to come up with different alternatives so that you can choose the best one to be considered as the best solution. The main takeaway I gained from this project is coming up with the ethical decision after analyzing the issue. For example, here at school, as a student, you meet different scenarios where you have to come up with the ethical decision. Suppose that your colleague is asking you to give him a work, and that's not ethical according to the ontology, because there are some rules that are set by the college that govern that acting. It seems like cheating. So in that case, it is easy to come up with the ethical decision because you have run this ethical theory. Cut. While working on this project, I met different challenges, but I'm going to tackle on only three. The first challenge I met was time management, because the project was huge and it wasn't easy to me to manage the effectively to cover and provide the quality work, but I have overcome it by trying to use my calendar so that I can follow the actions, how are they following each other. And the second issue was coming up with the ethical decision, because it wasn't easy at all to decide effectively the best solution, but I've used it to collaborate with my colleagues so that I can know more about the decision making and come up with the best one. The third challenge was project directions, because several times it wasn't easy to know that you are asked to do this one, but because I reread again the content, it became somehow easy, and I used it to collaborate with my colleagues so that they can help me to know what I'm asked to do.
Thank you. As they said earlier, I'm going to talk about the second project, which is personal identity and values. The concept that I learned while working on this project is about the personalities of a person. Personality, as a definition, is a combination of values, behaviors, characteristics that govern a person. And also there is identity. Personal identity is who you are as a person, all the skills that you have as a person that differentiates you from others. Among the skills that I learned while working on this project, I learned how to organize people according to their characteristics or personalities. Like in the workplace as a manager, I will be working with different people who come from different places. So I need to know who they are or what they have as skills, so as to be able to give them what they are supposed to do according to what they have. So through working on this project, I managed to acquire different skills. Like as a future manager, I will be working with different people with different personalities. So throughout working on this project, which showed me that people have different values and personalities, I managed to know that through allocating tasks to people, I will be able to know who they are, what they are capable of, and then it will be easy for me to know where to put them and work accordingly. Another thing that I learned while working on this project is self-awareness. Through this project, they told us personal traits that a person has, like consciousness, openness, extrovert, introvert. So I managed to know that 66% an extrovert, which made me to be self-aware of. So throughout the project, I did a personality test which showed me that I'm 56% extrovert, which means wherever I go, in new places, I can be able to make new friends or connect with people easily. So that showed me a kind of a person that I am. So when I'll be working in a certain company or at a workplace, I will be able to connect with different people, which is a skill that I gained while working on this project. So now going to
Hi everyone, my name is Ijohozangenhai Ahmed. I study in section B. One of the projects that I have covered during the onboarding class is culture and creativity. The three main concepts that I covered during the project is an artifact. An artifact is an object that is made by human that reflects the cultural or the historical facts. I have also learned the element of culture, that is norms, values, language, symbols, and artifacts. Number three, I have learned how historical and societal facts influence an artifact. Proceeding with the application of the skills I have acquired from the project, number one, the resource for better understanding of our history. Using an example of an artifact, agasite or basket in English, I have learned that in traditional belief, Rwandan people believe that agasite presents secrecy. So that was one of the means artifacts helped me to understand what is my history. Number two, artifacts can be used for future generations. Taking an example, if it's a man-made tool, it is a long-lasting tool. I mean, I can use it for studying, and the people who have grown after me can use it for studying. Let's say, taking an example of basket agasite in Rwanda. This is a long-lasting tool because the people in the first used it, and I was privileged to use it too, which means people who were born after me can use the same tool to study. Number three, at workplace we might meet or work with individuals with different backgrounds. So, knowing the culture, understanding the meaning of our culture, and respecting someone's culture will prevent me from entering in conflict with them. Thanks to culture, I have learned that people are from corners of the world have different cultures, and I should respect them, what they believe to be true, so that I don't enter in conflict with them. Some of the challenges that I have encountered while working on my project during the onboarding class include some material was not accessible, like resources to read or journals to read for completing the project were not accessible. Number two, there was difficult vocabularies in the resources, in the materials that I didn't understand, or it was my first time to meet with them. The last challenge that I meted was the colliding deadlines to submit the project. Uh, Thanks to some of the strategies that I have applied, I was able to submit and complete my project. Number one, I reached out to instructors or running assistants whenever the materials were not accessible, or if I had any difficulties, so that they can adjust it. I have also used dictionaries to search for those difficult vocabularies. Then I included them in my backlog. The last strategies I have used is applying good time management skills and making priorities. This has helped me to fix my timetable, to know what activities I should complete firstly during the day so that I don't miss deadlines. Thank you.
So, through working on this project, I came up with some of the challenges or hindrances that distracted me while working on this project. Firstly, and which is the most challenge that I faced, is understanding the resources. There were many resources which talked about one project, and we had to decide one most resource that talks like all of the things that are in the project. So it was hard for me to know that this resource is the one which will be required in this project, or to understand that this resource talks about this one. For example, you might find different hard words to understand, different resources are not clear, they are not reliable, which was like a challenge to me to work on different projects. However, I tried to consult my friends. Like, if I don't understand something, I could ask a friend to help me like understand that resource, know where I could have understood more, know what I could have done before and doing on that project. So that helped me to understand most of the project that I was working on. Another challenge is time management. This project, like working on the three classes, they had like many resources to read about and also to work on different answers, like questions answering. So it was hard for me to know like this question I will spend on like this time working on this question, or I will submit this at 11:59. So it was hard for me to know how to time out myself in order to work on those questions. So as a skill I learned while working on this project, which is called self-awareness. That skill, I'm sure that it will help me to work on CFA projects. For example, if I will be working on different projects that I didn't meet like anywhere during onboarding, I will be able to know that I will have to work before making like first make an action plan, set a goal, how you're going to achieve that's like how you're going to work on those projects. If I set a goal, I will be able to know that I managed to say that I will do this, so it will help me to work while working on like while following that goal that I set. This will help me to complete all my projects on time, be able to represent. That will be like a timeline where I will be working throughout following the action plan that I set. By doing that, I will be able to work on all the projects that I will be having on CFA and submit them on time. Thank you for.
Since I'm preparing myself to work on CFA project independently, I have different strategies I'm going to use so that I can succeed all those projects. I can master them. So my first strategy is to have a goal, because nothing I can do without a goal.
The free strategies that I'll put in place to be able to complete CFA program independently. Number one is leading materials and direction for understanding. This will help me to produce a work that meets all requirements and prevent me from having a lot of not yet. Number two, will cross-check the submission checklist after completing my project to ensure that I have included all the needed criteria. The last strategy is having appropriate time management skills so that I meet the submission deadlines and deliver my work